We're going to do a player review on Icon Baresi to view whether he'll be an actual usable centre-back or he'll just be SBC fodder for future icons. So first of all, we'll have a look at like his characteristics, if you want to call it that. So his first glaring error is the fact that he's 5'9". That's far from ideal for a centre-back. Leaves him probably a bit lacking in the air, and especially from crosses, which has become the new meta. His work rates at medium-high are exceptional. If the attacking was low, it'd be perfect, but you can't really ask for much more than a medium-high, and a 3-star weak foot means he can play the ball on his left foot, even though that's not his strong foot, which is good for a centre-back. Now, if we look at his actual attributes, 70 pace is good, not brilliant, and 74 sprint speed is pretty good, but 64 acceleration leaves a little bit to be desired. 76 passing, although it's really quite low, is brought down mainly by the crossing, free kick actually, and curve, due to the fact that his short passing and long passing are 88 and 87 respectively, which is exceptional for a centre-back. And even though his vision is at 72, I think he'll be okay, because you're not going to be expecting Baresi to play your killer 3 balls, so it should be fine. The same could be said for his dribbling. 85 agility and 75 agility and 76 balance are fine for a centre back. 93 reactions are exceptional. 86 ball control is also exceptional for a centre back. And although he is 57 dribbling, that probably has no bearing on a centre back. And 86 composure is reasonably good. So, like I said, dribbling is like the main bringing down factor in the dribbling category. Defending, with an anchor chemistry style, everything goes to 99, even his heading accuracy, which isn't really affected by the fact that he is quite short, so that's exceptional. That's just perfect, really. And then if we look at his physicals, although he is small, his jumping is also very good, with an anchor chemistry style that takes him up to 92 jumping, which means he might still actually be good in the air, even though he's 5'9", so that gets rid of his worst trait, so that means he might actually be a good centre-back. 85 stamina is fine. 80 strength is okay, but he might get bullied by the flashback Ibrahimovic and like Ronaldo and Team of the Year Mbappe and sort of players like that. So top tier strikers might be better than Baresi, and if you come up in, as you get into the latter stages of the weekend league, you come up against the better teams, he might be found a bit wanted there. And then aggression, I have no idea if it has anything to do with the game, but 91 with the anchor chemistry style is surely going to be good if it does have anything to do with the game. So the next question I presume you'll be asking is, what team are we going to be using Baresi in? On my account, I'm running a first owner road to glory. I didn't start out running a first owner road to glory, but about like Team of the Year time, got a bit bored FIFA and decided just to like sell all the players that were tradable. I mean, not tradable, players that I'd bought, and then just start with first owner players. So these are all players I've either packed or like got from rewards and stuff. So in goal we have Baresi. He is 6'2", a little bit small for a keeper. But if you look with the basic chemistry style, it goes to 96 diving, 88 handling, 82 kicking, 95 reflexes, and 86 positioning, which isn't terrible. It's not great for a keeper, but it's not terrible. At right back, we have Flashback Rafinha, which I packed from a untradeable from a 2 players pack. I've already played 125 games with him, and with the current boost, he gets 91 defender and 90 physical. And although, because he's small, his header and accuracy is not great, everything else in his defender and physical is exceptional. His pace isn't brilliant, but it's not terrible. And for a right back, I think he'll be alright. And then obviously, if you look at his dribbling and passing, it's fine for a right back. So then, we've got Baresi there, and then we've got the road to the final Jonathan Tah that I did. He has got exceptional defending, exceptional physical with that 96 strength. His 65 stamina is a little bit lacking, but it's okay. The one problem with Tah is he does feel a bit clunky in game. Then we've got the cheap beast Schultz at left back. I presume everybody played with him at the start of FIFA if you had a Bundesliga team. Delaney in the midfield will be one of our 2 CDMs in the 4-2-3-1, which is the formation I'll be playing. He's an alright card. He's the only card I have in the club. Then we have the foot swaps Gilavogi, which is an exceptional CDM. Look at them stats. Once again, he might feel a bit clunky, but as a CDM, he's not going to be the one that goes forward. And 92 shot power means if he does run onto a shot, I'm pretty sure he could just blast one in anyway. So that's a pretty decent card. Then we have the central cam, Sabitzer. Although his card is not very good on paper, I have used him before, and I actually quite liked him. He's got a good finesse shot on him. 74 curve, yeah, he's not great, but, well, he seems to have a good finesse shot on him when I used him. And 85 reactions is pretty good for an attacker anyway. And he's fairly well-rounded, decent dribbling, decent passing, decent shooting, decent pace, and decent physical. It's a pretty good cheap beast cam. Then we've got the Foot Stars nominee, Reece Nelson at right wing. I've not used him yet. Obviously, he didn't win the nominee because that was Saint Maximim, I think his name is. But it looks an exceptional card, bar the reactions and composure. And I don't know if they make that much of a difference. I've always assumed they do, so we'll be able to find out. And those shooting stats are pretty exceptional. So we'll see how good Nelson is. He'll be our wide right cam. Then up front, we have a bit of an unusual one. We have Poulsen. And obviously, on paper, he looks a bit of a crap card. 85 pace is not terrible, but the shooting's rubbish, the passing's pretty rubbish, the dribbling's pretty rubbish, the physical's pretty good. But the thing about him that made me want to use him is the fact that he's 6'4", and he might be good from crosses. So we've got Nelson swinging them in, and then Poulsen can hopefully get an end of them. He's got 86 heading accuracy, 85 jumping, coupled with 6'4", he'll probably be pretty good at heading, I presume. And then for the same reason, that's where we've got Brandt at left mid. As a left mid, he looks dreadful. I've got to admit, well, he doesn't look dreadful, but he doesn't look good. But then you can see the fact that he's 6'1", and he's got a 4-star weak foot with 4-star skill moves. He could be good. So as we go into the game kid play, the first thing I'm going to discuss is the team, and then we will talk about Baresi after we've talked about the team. So starting with the striker, how was Baresi?
Welcome everyone, I'm Martin Tyler, he's Alan Smith, and we're going to talk about this match today from the commentary position.
Well then Martin, yeah, and expecting big things here, there's a great atmosphere.
Well, here is the team sheet for the home side. Shot on! Oh, it's a corner. That deflection. Here comes the corner. Poulsen.
Sustain it. Didn't really get him running through on goal. And yeah, he was just not a very good striker, and I wouldn't waste 20 coins on him, no matter the 20k that he actually costs. At left wing, the star of the show, Julian Brandt. He is a non-rare, 82 rated, and yet he was the best player on the team. And that probably doesn't say much about the team, really, because Julian Brandt was exceptional. I think in the end he got 4 goals and 3 assists. And his finesse shots were much better than I thought they would be. His general shooting was much better. And then in one game he did put 2 crosses on a plate for not Poulsen but Reece Nelson at the back post. So he has a complete part to his game, and the fact that he has 4-star skills makes it like easy to pull off scrummers and beat defenders with him. So that was a real positive to the card. Then on the right wing, Reece Nelson. After using the card, I think he could have won the Foot Subs nominee. When I used Saint Maximilian, he was absolutely exceptional, the guy that actually won it, but Reece Nelson was very good as well, and I presume if he actually won the Foot Stars nominee card, he would have been a lot cheaper than Saint Maxim, maybe like 50k, which is more affordable for the community, and like, you know, better card in general, better like value for money, if you get what I mean. We go into the midfield, in Cam, we're playing Sabitzer. And although he did get a few assists, I just didn't notice him. Like when I've played him before, I've normally liked him, but I just didn't notice the dude in this like tryout, so I can't really comment on him. Then in the dual DMs, we had Delaney and Gilavogi. Delaney was exceptional. He defended well and got forward well, scoring once with a green finesse, which obviously is going to be nerfed at this point. This video goes out probably, so you can't really judge him on that. But he had good defensive capabilities, and he was also reasonably good going forward. So in a dual DM would be good, and I suggest try that as in form. Also Gilavogi, I've used him before, and I knew he was exceptional. He's one of the best DMs on the game, and if you didn't choose him from that Foot Swaps, well, I don't know who you choose. I don't know if there's a better card, but I presume there wasn't, because he is absolutely amazing in my opinion. And also did score, even though it went through the keeper's hand, so it probably shouldn't have gone in. And then left back, we have Schultz. I'm sure most people have used him, and he's also very good. He's got the pace to like get back, so his bad defending isn't really a problem because he can just get back in front of this man with his pace. Centre back with Tar, he was very good. He's always going to be good because he's big, strong, and fits the meta of the game. He can win the headers in the box. And although he did give away a penalty through a clumsy tackle by me, I thought it was exceptional. And then we'll talk about the right back and goalkeeper before we talk about Baresi. So Rafinha at right back, he really notices like bad pace, and also he has no ability to get forward because he can't shoot. So he's a bit of a useless card really. He's a good right back in defending, but not getting forward, and doesn't really provide much to the team other than stopping the ball. His height also from crosses is a big factor, because if you have like a Rashford at the back post, a 6'1" dude, if the ball comes in, he's always going to get beaten in the air. And then goal, Berkey, well, all goalkeepers on this game are trash other than Courtois, De Gea and a couple of others. So Berkey can't really judge on how good he was, as there's plenty of goalkeepers you can buy for 700 coins that probably offer you better links than Berkey, and they're probably also better, such as like Bauman. Now, on to Baresi. How was he? He won quite a few tackles and was generally excellent at winning the ball back and then playing out of the box. So he'd be a good, your good ball playing centre back. However, he does lack in the air when coming against the really tall players. I did notice that he won one header against the Aubameyang, but he'll definitely struggle against like the Ronaldos and the Bales of the game, the players that can jump really high and header the ball into the net, and like that's where his big problem will be. But is he a usable centre back, or should you put him into an icon SBC? Yes, he is a usable centre back. You can use him. He is good ball player, and he'll be a good outlet from your defence. However, I would still put the card into the icon SBC because of the downfalls, and there's a lot of better centre backs on the game that are cheaper for a start, and then also don't have the potential of unlocking another icon like he does. For example, I've got Sol Campbell in my team, because when I saw my team I did Sol Campbell, and Sol Campbell is just a noticeably better centre back. He's big, he's tall, he's faster than Baresi. There's another problem with Baresi, he doesn't have any pace. Like 70 pace you really do notice, and like the best players get past him. So overall, you would put him into an icon SBC, especially as there's a lot of players on the market that are better than him and nowhere near as expensive. Thank you for watching, like and subscribe, and see you next time.